Hey guys, JSP and JSP Talk Sports here, and we're talking football round 30 review. This went down this weekend gone, 14th to 16th March. Starting Saturday in the EPL, we had Burnley in 19th versus Bournemouth in 9th, and I predicted a Bournemouth win. It actually ended 0-0. Bournemouth with 62% possession, 22 shots, 3 on target. Burnley with 5 shots, 2 on target. Bournemouth missed a lot of chances, and European aspirations were hit a blow. They next host Man U, by the way, who are high flying right now, and Burnley next play at Fulham. So Bournemouth moved from 9th to 10th, although they got the draw, and Burnley remain 19th. Well, they're basically down at the moment. Well, they are relegated. It looks like Sunderland in 11th place versus Brighton in 14th. And I predicted a draw, got this one wrong, and Brighton win. So Brighton would have been able to leapfrog Sunderland. They moved from 14th to 12th, and Sunderland moved down to 13th. Sunderland with 14 shots, 4 on target. Brighton with 52% possession, 12 shots, and 4 on target as well. Scrappy win, but they wouldn't mind. They next host Liverpool, big one there, and Sunderland next play at Newcastle. Then we had first place Arsenal versus 8th place Everton. I predicted a draw, and I was right up to the 89th minute. And then, Arsenal got the job done in the 89th and 97th. Battling win for them. They moved 10 points clear, and then it ended up 9 points because Real here went on with City during the game. Arsenal 64% possession, 25 shots, 7 on target. So I guess at the end of the day, they would have deserved the win. And they next host Leverkusen. It's a 1-1 draw at the end of the first leg. Everton next host Chelsea. So moving on to Chelsea versus Newcastle. Chelsea were in 5th versus Newcastle in 12th. And I predicted a draw. And this one actually turned out to be a Newcastle win. So Chelsea with their Champions League aspirations, they dealt a bit of a blow. Chelsea with 67% possession, 22 shots, 3 on target. Newcastle with 7 shots, 5 on target. Newcastle first win at the Bridge since 2012, by the way. Gordon with an 18th minute goal, and they held on. Chelsea missed the chance to go 4th. They next host PSG in the Champions League. They're 5-2 down right now on aggregate. And Newcastle next play at Barca. They're 1-1. They're also in the Champions League. Then we had West Ham in 18th versus City in 2nd. And I predicted a City win. Got this one wrong. It was a 1-1 draw. City with 72% possession, 24 shots, 6 on target. Wasteful, hitting the post. And West Ham with 1 shot, 1 on target, 1 goal. And they got the job done, got a draw. Fighting draw for them, the fight and relegation. They temporarily moved to 17th until the Forest game, and they're back in 18th, just on goal difference though. West Ham next play Villa, and City next host Real in Champions League. We know they are 3-0 down. They were hoping to get some confidence from this match, but we know what happened there. And then Saturday in Serie A, we had Inter in 1st versus Atalanta in 7th. And I predicted that Inter win, got this one wrong. It was a 1-1 draw. Inter with 58% possession, 16 shots, 3 on target. Atalanta with 8 shots, 3 on target. And we know Inter, they maintain the lead at top of the table. They are first 6 points clear. And Atalanta next play at Bayern in the Champions League. By the way. So, and then also on Saturday, we had Udinese in Serie A in 11th versus Juve in 6th. And I predicted Juve win. Thank God for Juve, they got it done 1-0. 55% possession, 22 shots, 8 on target for Juve. Important win, and now 1 point off 4th. And the next play is Sassuolo. Moving on to Saturday in La Liga, we had Real versus Elche, and I would have predicted a Real win, and thank God, Real Madrid 4-1 win. Good confidence boost here for them before their Champions League. match against City rematch. Second leg, commanding, just good times. 47% possession, 14 shots, 6 on target, keeping pace with Barca at the top of the table to within 4 points to 4 points. And then Sunday in the EPL, we had Crystal Palace in 13th versus Leeds in 15th. Palace, I predicted that Palace win, got this one wrong. It was a 0-0 draw. Leeds actually got a red card in the 45th minute. This one, second yellow card. And they had a penalty, but Clive Levin hit the woodwork and they didn't, they couldn't get a goal after that. So, kind of disappointing for both sides. Palace next play in Conference League, Leeds next host Brentford. Then we had third place Man U versus fourth place Villa. Villa with the chance to go back above Man U. They had 9 shots, only 2 on target. Man U had 16 shots, 6 on target, 52% possession. I predicted a Villa win, got this one wrong. It ended up 3-1 Man U. And Man U now moved 3 points clear in third. So they got a little distance between them and Villa. And we next have Man U at Bournemouth and Villa next play Lille in the Europa. Then we had 17th place Forest versus 10th place Fulham. Predicted that Forest win. Got this wrong. It was 0-0. Forest with 45% possession, 11 shots, 2 on target. And Fulham with 5 shots, 0 on target. So not one to remember in this match. Forest just barely hanging on above the relegation zone. They next play in the Europa, by the way, and Fulham next play Burnley. Then we had Liverpool versus Spurs. Liverpool in 6th with the chance to go as high as 4th, and Spurs in 16th in relegation danger. I predicted a Liverpool win, got this one wrong. It was a 1-1 draw. 90th minute equalizer from Spurs. They had 13 shots, 7 on target. Liverpool with 63% possession, 17 shots, only 4 on target. Sobosai stunning free kick again. Should have helped win the game. Instead, Spurs had other ideas, even though they're injury ravaged. People calling for slot head after this game. But I mean, at the end of the day, you have 17 shots and only 4 on target. Not so much the coach. So, Liverpool next host Galatasaray. We know they have some ground to make up there in the second leg because they're behind right now. 1-0 behind. And Spurs next play Atletico Madrid. They have it to do against Atletico as well. Liverpool are 2 points off 4th place in the race for Champions League and 1 point above 6th where Chelsea is. Then we had first place Barca in La Liga versus 14th place Sevilla, and I predicted a Barca win. Got it correct, sadly. Barca remained first, 61% possession, 13 shots, 8 on target. Sevilla with 8 shots and only 4 on target. And Barca maintained their 4-point lead. Comfortable for them. They next play Newcastle. They'll be hoping to get it done there. Newcastle hopefully could spring an upset. Let's see. And then Sevilla next play Valencia. And we have a Monday match, Brentford versus Wolves. Brentford in 7th versus Wolves in 20th. This one is to be played, and I would have predicted a Brentford win. So let's see what will happen there with that one. And that's the roundup of the weekend's matches here on GSP Talk Sports. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, and comment. See you.